Hi, I'm Mark Yarshwan, and I'm a physician researcher at Johns Hopkins focused on the treatment of liver cancers. And today we're going to be talking about a study that our group has worked on for a new treatment for fibrolamellar HCC. This is a rare type of liver cancer that affects kids and young adults. I became really interested in this tumor type when I saw a patient in clinic, and I said, how is it possible that in this day and age, there can be a cancer that affects kids for which we have no standard and no FDA-approved treatment for it. And the prognosis is only about a year. Fibrolamellar HCC is caused by a genetic change that happens in the cancer cell. Almost every single FLC tumor has the same exact genetic change. And our group's approach has been to design a vaccine, a cancer vaccine that makes the body's immune system recognize and attack any cell in the body that has that exact genetic change. My colleague, Dr. Marina Beretti, we'll be talking about our study.
Hi, my name is Marina Baratti. I'm an assistant professor of medical oncology at Johns Hopkins, and I work with Dr. Yashram. And as you mentioned, we are really thrilled to talk about our study just published in Nature Medicine, focus on a novel therapy for our patients with FLC. In this study, we tested this vaccine, which is a peptide vaccine targeting the fusion specific of the cancer. And we gave this vaccine together with two immunotherapy drugs. We treated a small cohort of patients, around 12 patients, but we did see very important and promising results. In the vast majority of patients, the cancer did stabilize or did shrink to the point that some patients were also able to go back to surgery. And importantly, when we look at the response in the blood, we did see that the vast majority of patients did develop a good anti-tumor immune response, really suggesting that our vaccine was associated with immune recognition of the driver that indeed translated with better outcomes. So we are really excited because we hope that this type of approach can open new avenues for better and more effective treatment for this cancer that otherwise has no standard of care. And we really hope that we can improve the outcomes of our patients. As excited as we are to tell you about the study, we are really happier that we have our own patients here to tell you their stories.
My name is Molly. 2 years ago, I joined a clinical trial for the FLC peptide vaccine. 4 months later, after a stage 4 cancer diagnosis, I was found to be cancer-free, thanks to the great work at Johns Hopkins. Clinical trials are more important now than ever to get us across the finish line for winning the war on cancer. But it takes funding, researchers, and participants to make sure that happens. I'm very fortunate to be a part of a team led by Dr. Yarshwin and Dr. Beretti in tackling FLC. Going through the clinical trial was quite an experience. From treatments to understanding outcomes to getting great care from my doctors, I was allowed to get my life back, even during treatment. Even when I'm in treatment, I'm still able to work full-time and even attend graduate school. I think that really speaks to how far cancer research and cancer treatment has come. And I'm so excited for what the future is going to bring. But it's up to us, doctors, researchers, participants, and funders to make sure that we get across the finish line to finish the job.
Hi, I'm Cooper. I was a part of the FLC clinical trial with Dr. Ladle for my rare cancer. Beforehand with the original chemotherapy, it was really heavy on it. I really couldn't do much. I was constantly getting sick and everything. I couldn't really do normal things. But now with the trial I'm currently on, it's basically like a doctor's visit. I come here once a month, do the treatment, go home, and normally I do things once I get home, like normal things. So for me, it's just like missing a day of school almost. In the long run, it hasn't really affected me that much in the bad ways. In my experiences, clinical trials are insanely important. Just comparing my story with everything that's gone on before with the chemotherapy not even working for me, and it coming here and it completely working, just comparing the two sides, it's an astronomical difference in the best way possible.
My name is Evan, and I'm an MD PhD student, and I was on the clinical trial, and it ended up curing my stage 4 cancer, fibrolamellar carcinoma. I think as somebody who is in research and in medicine, I have been given a very unique perspective that a lot of my colleagues don't share. And I think it's really changed my perception of my own research and driven me to make sure that what I do is important and that it's relevant and that it can help people like me. And I think that because my disease was so rare, that's the only possible way for this research to have been possible is through NIH grant funding. And I think this just underscores the importance of the NIH grant system in funding biomedical research, especially for rare diseases.
We're very grateful for the funding that we received to do this study. The study was mostly funded by the National Institutes of Health, along with a grant from the Fibromedullary Cancer Foundation. And I think in general, we're in a very challenging environment for medical research right now. On one hand, I'm totally energized because after years of really phenomenal basic science, we now have so many new powerful tools, and these tools are starting to rapidly improve the treatment of cancer. And so on one hand, I think this is the really exciting part where discoveries are starting to translate into real benefit for patients. But on the other hand, I think this is a very challenging funding environment. And so I hope that people watching this video understand that the work that the NIH supports can directly impact the lives of real patients. And I think at the end of the day, our patients are our best spokespeople.